Hey, welcome to Goosey Goggles VR, my name's Dan. Join me on this charming tale told by a wooden puppet toy fisherman called Bob and his fishy friends. That's right, today we're checking out another fisherman's tale. Another Fisherman's Tale is the sequel to the VR Awards Game of the Year for 2019, A Fisherman's Tale. The series has you solve mind-bending puzzles, usually through the clever use of scale to allow your hands to act as giant cranes or mechanical claws. I mentioned the first title in my video, Unsung Heroes of PCVR and Quest 2. A bit of a giveaway in the name, but you can check out my thoughts on the first game there. Vertigo Games gives us another poetic story where, in your search for the truth about Bob's past, you unravel the childhood of his daughter Nina, a new character to the series. Returning to the game are previous faces, such as the French hermit crab and the tuna fish. A fantasy tale is told by Bob throughout this fully narrated game in the form of a sort of metaphorical take on Bob's past. It's in between these levels that we take control of Nina in the present day, which are much more grounded in reality portions of the game that act as a device to reveal the true meaning of the metaphors behind Bob's parts. These sections have some quite heartfelt moments between Nina and her mother, who suffers from a form of dementia.
I don't want you filling her head with flights of fancy, Bob.
I have to talk to her about options. I'll do it tomorrow. I just want to remember the stories a little longer.
These emotional sections, which are always done in good taste, really nicely contrast the comical narration of Bob in the levels. Check out the very next section when we get to Bob's part.
But of course, never much of a swimmer.
You'll note here in the Bob part that we can see the garage again from a different perspective. It's a sort of Honey I Shrunk the Kids style perspective from the smaller wooden toy fisherman. The game uses light really effectively to draw the eye, which work particularly well in VR. Usually if a character is talking, the world will darken and they will be lit up. Sometimes before a puzzle section, the game will also light up the goal, maybe something like a door on the other side of the room you have to reach. And this shows clearly the direction to go without spoiling the puzzle. Works really well. The game takes place over 5 levels, and unfortunately, like its predecessor, it's quite short running at about 5 hours for me to complete. A highlight for me was Chapter 4, where the game really gets a bit crazy, and you have to control giant versions of yourself to move platforms for your actual self to traverse. On top of clever use of scale to control things like the previous game, another Fisherman's Tale adds the unique feature of allowing the player to separate different parts of your body. This allows you to take your wooden hands off your wrists, throw them on the floor, and control them like a little facehugger from the Alien franchise.
Game over, man. It's game over.
Yeah, maybe not so much Aliens, but it definitely gives me Thing vibes from the Addams Family. You can even replace them with other appendages, such as mechanical claws, which allow you to hoist your body up to high points, or even crab claws, which allow you to cut rope. You can even separate your head from your body, throw it to a separate location, and then control your body from a third person, giving the game a Moss or Down the Rabbit Hole vibe. Some of my favourite puzzles are where you have to navigate your hand through a maze of sorts that might take the form of the complex internals of a ship engine, or even the skeleton of a long-dead gigantic fish. Vertigo Games have made a really good looking game here that runs flawlessly. I never had any frame rate dips while playing, and you can tell these are experienced developers who know the technology. I've said it once and I'll say it again, it's one of the biggest pluses for me, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for developers who release games that perform well. Great job, team. There are some small gripes I have with level design. I did find some parts of the bigger levels to have invisible walls.
Damn these mimes and their invisible walls!
Check out this awesome pirate ship section, an area that encourages exploration only to be hit with a clear invisible wall. In the options, some basic features are missing, and that's a shame to see. Maybe this won't bother too many of you, but as a content creator, it really helps to edit if I can adjust the audio levels, especially turning off any music. This might be missing because the devs might see the music as an integral part of the game, especially in that previously mentioned Chapter 4. It features some brilliant songs. Another feature missing is you can't turn off the subtitles. They look kind of ugly in the videos that are trying to show the game in its best light. Take note, devs, if it's not too much trouble, please keep these options in. Overall, I found the story to be charming, the puzzles to be fun, and the performance to be rock solid. If you haven't played the first game in the series, A Fisherman's Tale, I recommend you pick that one up, play that through first as it's quite short, swiftly progress on to another Fisherman's Tale and experience the joy of what they've added to this one to make it an even more captivating puzzle game. Thanks for watching Goosey Goggles VR, my name's Dan as always, have a great day. VR has tons of great top tier gaming titles that came out from around the launch of the Quest 1 till now. Today we're going to check out some of the unsung heroes for PC VR and Quest that if you're fairly new to VR you might just have missed. These titles really are some of the best titles on the medium and come highly recommended. Let's jump straight in. The first game on the list should be on every